Go.
Hey everybody, this is Matt coming to you from Spur, Texas. You're watching Broke Rednecks Prepping. What I wanted to talk to you today is about 22 rifles. A lot of people are going out, they're trying to buy big deer hunting guns for a grid down SHTF situation. I would like to humbly recommend that people think about a 22 first, especially if you're new to prepping. This is something you're not accustomed to. And the reasons for that are multifold. Now, first one I'm going to pick up is the Savage Model 64F. It's a magazine-fed 22 caliber rifle. It's got a little scope on it. Brand new, this rifle is going to go for under $200 with a scope on it. Now, it's not very expensive. The one thing about it, if you're going to plan for guns with your preps, you need to be able to go out and shoot. You need to practice. Now, if you can shoot one rifle, you can probably shoot them all. I know there are a few differences with ballistics, but the thing is your trigger discipline, your breathing, your ability to adjust for elevation or windage when putting crosshairs on something is very valuable. The more rounds you can put down range, the better. And this leads us into the first reason that a prepper needs to consider 22s. Both of these rifles, this is the Remington Model 597, I believe. It's Taylor's gun. We got this used for less than $150. Came with a scope, fiberglass stock, real light. I think it weighs 4.5 pounds. Don't swear me to that, but I'm in the right market. Both these guns can be had for less than $200. In fact, for $200, you can buy both of these guns and a lot of ammo. And that's the first most important point. They're inexpensive. If you get out and shoot and just do not like guns, you can resell them, get most of your money back, and you're not out much. But at the same time, from a prepper standpoint, if we need to be able to practice, and that comes into buying ammunition, buying extra parts. Both of these are magazine fed. They have different size magazines, but the magazines go for about 15 bucks a piece online. We like cheaper than dirt. There are other places. The ammunition is also remarkably inexpensive. This box of 22 ammunition, which is 525 rounds, I got for, I believe, $19.99 at Academy. Another box of 500 rounds we picked up at Walmart, I think it was 22. Anyway, the ammunition isn't very expensive. And that's something you want to factor in. If you're going to practice a lot, you need to be able to go out and do something where you're not spending more money than you have. I mean, if you're Bill Gates and you can afford all the 223 or 308 ammunition that you want, well, by all means, go for it. But if you're like the rest of us and live on a budget, this is something important to consider. Now, a lot of people would tell you that you can't hunt with a 22 rifle. It's not big enough. And to be fair, the bullets are rather small, especially compared to a normal rifle round, less than an inch long. See, I'm in my hand too quick for the camera. However, in a grid down situation, you're not going to be hunting deer and elk every day. You're going to be hunting rabbits, turkey, pheasant, raccoons, possum, cat, whatever. And it doesn't take a big bullet. You hit one of those animals with a 308, you're going to blow them to itty bitty bits, and well, you don't have any meat left. So most of your hunting, because if the grid's down, you can't preserve 150 pounds of venison, you're going to be hunting daily. It's called subsistence hunting. And if you're going to subsistence hunt, you want a gun that's not going to blow your meat apart. You want a gun where the bullet is proportional to what you're actually going to shoot. And that's very important. So, for any of you who've ever hunted small game, you either use a shotgun with birdshot, or you use a small gun like a 22 for stuff like squirrels or whatnot. The other thing is, these rifles are also very light compared to normal hunting rifles. Like I say, the Remington's under 4 pounds. I think this one's about the same. Taylor's free to chime in and correct me if she knows the actual weight, but it's not a hell of a lot. So, preppers have to factor in bugging out. If you're going to bug out, carrying a 11-pound Seiko rifle or something like that gets old. The ammunition is also heavy. For the weight of 525 rounds of 22 ammunition, I could carry less than 100 for most normal rifles. Some of them less than 50 if you go with a big one. That's a big difference, because what people fail to realize about a grid down situation is after a while, people are going to use up all their ammo. And at that point, it really doesn't matter how big your bullet is, it matters that you have bullets. And if you got a bug out, especially on foot, this box of 525 rounds is a little over a pound, I think. I'm looking at the box, because I probably should check this ahead of time, but pound, maybe pound and a half. I could put a couple thousand rounds of ammunition, and that would last me a very long time, even if I had to use it as a gunfight. And as far as that goes, these are both semi-automatic rifles. You can get a lot of semi-automatic 22s. Semi-automatic 22 rifle. It's small, it's maneuverable. You can put some rounds back at somebody. And if you're 5 feet away, you're going to knock them over. But if you shoot somebody and nick them in the leg with a 22, they're not going to chase you. They got shot in the leg. They're going to stop and cry about it. You don't have to blow the leg off. Anyway, that's one big consideration to factor in. The amount of ammo you can carry with you in a bug-out situation. The amount that you can buy and store, both cost-wise, but also for space. Now, a 22 rifle, like this Remington, is going to have a fairly accurate range of about 200 yards, and for most game, a lethal range, I'd keep it in the 100 bracket. You can probably go out a little further, but it will work. Something you want to factor in, though, also, if you are guys that are planning for an SHTF grid-down situation, your gunshots are something you're going to have to pay attention to. If you fire off a 270 or a 30-06, people are going to hear it for miles because that's a lot of powder exploding. That crack is noisy. If you guys have ever been driving through a wooded area during hunting season, you know when somebody shot a deer a few miles away. If you guys live in the south during dove season, I mean, trust me, it sounds like World War III sometimes, and people are a couple miles off when they're doing the shooting. These guns, while they still have a gunshot to it, are a lot quieter. People aren't going to hear you 5 miles away. You're not going to basically broadcast to everybody in the south end of Dickens County that you shot yourself something. That's worth a lot too. Anyway, as preppers, we want to be able to have multiple of anything we have. As I've been told more than once in my career, 1 is none, 2 is 1, 3 is better. That applies to ammunition. It applies to firearms. It applies to food. We don't just prepare meals for ourselves. We have extras in case preps get lost. And that is worth a whole lot. Well, with the cost of these 22s for one AR-15, you could buy 5 to 10 of these depending on how much you're decking out the AR and how many pawn shops you hit and negotiate with. And sometimes it's better to have 2, 3, 4, 5 okay guns than it is one really good gun. Anyway, guys, that's my 2 cents on the 22 rifle. We're going to take it out and shoot it a little bit because I feel like it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Come see us next time. And remember, like, subscribe, and if you guys agree, disagree, or just want to say hi and throw in your 2 cents, remember to comment, and we hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching Broke Rednecks Prepping.